Oops. Why did they update XSplit? It's just worse now. Oh, I didn't finish playing Sonic 2. Oh well. Hello. Fine, I guess. Am I popping the yellow? Why did I set this up like this? What? No, I don't want that. I don't even know if I want these greens. Is that gonna work? I think it will. Oh, I didn't. Oh well, whatever. Hey chat. Welcome to Puyo. I haven't sat at this computer in like, I don't know, probably 2 weeks. So it's weird. Also weird to sit here and realize like, oh, it's 8 o'clock and not pitch black out. Isn't it a good thing that I'm not on the computer? I mean, I guess. I mean, I'm not streaming, but I mostly just watch garbage on the TV that I was given, or that's mostly it. Or play garbage. In this case, I have been playing Final Fantasy VIII to finally finish that. I just started Disc 3. I forgot to draw Alexander from Idea, and I'm mad about it. No, I went to work. I went to work even despite grievous physical injury. That's right. I broke my toe last Monday. How, you might be wondering? Well, the answer is not very interesting. I was just getting home from work and decided, boy oh boy, I want to take off my pants and put on pajama pants and sit in front of the television and play more garbage Final Fantasy VIII. And then I did that, and then somehow managed to stumble on my toe in such a way where I bent it backwards and then got an x-ray and they said, oh no, it's broken. So that's a thing that happened in the last, like, week or something. It's not a very interesting thing, but that's a Tim update. I broke my big toe! There was a tweet I was trying to make about it, and I couldn't make the words come together in a way that were funny. Because I'd gotten the form back from urgent care, and they're like, oh, well, you have a small fracture in your great toe, and I wanted to be like, well, I appreciated the compliment, but I couldn't quite figure out how to wedge it into a funny 280 characters, and gave up on it. Yeah, no, I broke a toe before. I broke a toe at, like, midnight. It was my little toe on my right foot, 2014, in January. Right before I went to London, I was filling out my graduate school applications and writing my essay, and it was the middle of the night, and I was walking to the bathroom, and I didn't turn the light on, and then I was walking back and smacked my foot against the side of the table, such that it broke. That should have been my indication that I shouldn't have gone to graduate school. What did I think about the ALS thing? Oh, yeah, it's a little bit outside my field. It's biofeedback stuff, which I think is really interesting, and it's an old concept. Surprisingly old concept. Like, my boss in grad school would have demos for biofeedback in, like, the 70s. And it's essentially like, you have a real-time readout of, you know, certain electrical activity in certain parts of your brain, and the idea is that, you know, I'm trying to find a way to explain it. You are able to control and direct the activity of certain neurons, maybe to produce some sort of either like behavioral outcome or like synaptic effect in terms of like certain frequency oscillations or things like that, that I guess would be beneficial or therapeutic in ALS or whatever. And the idea is that if you could see what the output is, you kind of have a goal of what to kind of work for, in a way. Like, normally if you're thinking about something, you're just, you know, existing in your head as people do. There's really no output for whether or not you're doing anything right or different or any of that. But, you know, it's like you get real-time information from whatever's going on in your head, and your goal is to change that. And I think with that ALS thing, though I didn't entirely read it, I think it's like an implantable biofeedback device, where I guess it gives some sort of like output to the dude to tell him if he's doing it right or not, or exactly like what kind of synaptic activity is supposed to be improved from the neurofeedback for ALS. I don't know anything about ALS, FYI. It's like Louis Gehrig's disease, and it's his. He's got his name on it. And I feel like it's not appropriate for me to study it. It's his disease. I think that's his, right? Maybe it's someone else. Oh yeah, neurofeedback and biofeedback are essentially interchangeable. Oh, I got my grant. They funded that. So now I've officially gotten my postdoc funded. I walked into the lab that hired me, and then I wrote out a grant proposal, and I said, no, it's okay. Don't worry about paying me. And then I found my own funding. So now the lab that was initially going to have paid me for a couple of years of working as a postdoc now has all of that money for 2 years of my salary to just play with. So everyone's like running around like, hey, we got like 15 grand for each of us to spend on big things. Let me know what you want. It's like, oh, okay. Guess. They read blood activity in his brain. Oh, okay, then it's an fMRI. Which is like, it's like the iron in your blood as it moves is able to generate some kind of magnetic field, and I don't remember exactly. Ask for a raise. I did! It's in the grant. The problem is the VA has to approve it first. I didn't like ask for it, but my boss is like, yeah, we'll just pay you more. So I've got like a 10-ish% pay raise. That'll be processed at some point. But yeah, that's a project on sleep. And not only did it get funding, it got the best score, because every grant is scored based on like, priority of which it should be funded. It got the highest score that my mentor or anybody else in their group has ever seen, because they score grants from 100, which is the best, to 500, which is the worst, and I got a 119. And that's pretty good, considering I've never written a grant before. Yeah, I don't know why the scoring system's like that. I think I've only heard of the VA grants being like that. Like NIH is different like categories out of 10. So it's like, oh well, do you have a good history in this? And it's like the university you're working at, like a good place with the right resources and technology and other groups that can help you with this project, that sort of thing. I'm gonna study sleep. So I'm in the Department of Psychology in the division of sleep medicine, which is, I guess, kind of funny, because I don't sleep very well. In the same way that I studied depression, because I have it. Problem is, I don't really know anything about sleep. I made this. Would you like to see some science, chat? If it loads. If you have, say, a $300,000 robotic slide scanner and also some software to stitch everything back together, and some mouse brains and some primary and secondary antibodies, you could, hypothetically, slice up and label and stain and then 3D recreate a mouse brain. Hypothetically. That's what I did on Friday. I feel like everybody is happy to just see spinny, glowy science things. It's not like, you know, gonna provide any sort of exciting data or anything, and a number of the sections, as you could probably tell, are a little bit mangled, but it looks kind of neat. I should have made the animation more interesting than sort of spinning and then not looping quite right. Anyway, that's science. I wouldn't eat it, although it was in 30% sucrose. It was also in formaldehyde. Oh yeah, and there's my little lemon, but I already tweeted that. My very tiny lemon slash citron. I wanted to put the lemon in that machine. I was kicking myself because I got home from work and took the lemon and sectioned it and took pictures of it. But what I should have done was take it into work, put it on the cryo sectioner, make like 40 micron sections of my lemon, put them on a slide, mount it up, and then recreate it to be a 3D lemon, but at like 40x magnification the whole way through. Did I make a cocktail? I made lemonade out of the sample lemon. That's about it. Oh yeah, there's my official broken toe notice. A small fracture. But it hurts. Well, it doesn't hurt so much now, but can't really walk on it like a normal human being. I'm trying to see if there's anything else worth showing off in my bad photo gallery. Not really. I tweeted everything that was interesting. All my dumb plant garbage. I took so many pictures of that goddamn frog planter, because I was trying to make them, you know, like the most interesting one I could tweet. Because I thought it was, you know, a very funny idea, and spent like an hour just taking photo after photo after photo after photo. And you might wonder, oh, aren't these all the same? And I will say, no, they're all slightly different. Anyway, you might be getting the idea that I took a lot of pictures of this frog, and succulent, and I guess the orchid pots, but it's mostly on these. Oh, by the way, this is only from, like, one day. I tried it on multiple days, because I wanted it to be good. Wanted it to do numbers. Modern life sure is enthralling. Hell yeah, I can't feel proud about anything I've done unless an anonymous group of people on the internet tell me that it's good. How can I feel happy about plants if the internet doesn't feel happy about my plants? What else? There's my bathroom. Not bathroom, bedroom. And the citrus corner. Hashtag. It's not very interesting. The lime tree is going to bloom, though, in a few days. Maybe longer than that. I've never seen it flower, so that'll be interesting. Oh, it's worse than that. I bought it from Etsy. I wish I bought it from a Goodwill. I can talk about how I thrifted it, actually. But no, I just bought it. It's fake. It's ersatz ingenuity. Not ingenuity, authenticity. Hey, Popcorn. Been watching the hell out of your TV, so thank you for that. There's nothing else I'd rather be replaying Final Fantasy VIII on. By replaying, I mean beating for the first time, even though I've started playthroughs like half a dozen times. I don't know what's going on, so I guess that means I'm doing great. How is J.A. Pan treating you, Popcorn? Oh no, I forgot the other green. I'm enjoying all 480i, or whatever the Vita TV spits out. I can really see on some frames that Squall's face is all mangled because it's made out of like 4 pixels. In proper Final Fantasy VIII tradition. Oh, I've been half tempted to cross-pollinate the lemon and lime and tangerine and everything trees and just make some awful abomination of a plant. Or of a fruit, I guess. But the problem is, if you were to do that, then you have to wait and, you know, it's gotta be like another 2 years at least of growing whatever seed is from that plant to maybe have it grow into something interesting, and it's probably just gonna grow into like a shittier lemon, so... It's tempting for the novelty to be like, I crossbreed all of my fruits. But in practice, I don't think I can be bothered. What are we doing? Are we doing this? We're doing that. We're not doing that. I take that back. Can I get another red in here without losing? I think not. Oh, I just lost. It's too bad. How's your day, week, whatever it's been since I've last streamed going, chat? Gonna graduate in a month. Oh, gross. Sorry to hear about the passage of time and all of its cruelty. Yeah, don't do that. However, you can do that. Not that. Not that. Yes, this. I was gonna go outside until I broke my toe. Alas. No, you're right. Adulthood sucks. I don't... I'll be sitting around on the weekend. It's like, what am I even doing? What do people do with their time? It's like, great, I have 48 hours away from work and nothing to do. I kind of just want to go back to work and do stuff. Because at least at work, I get to solve dumb projects, or not projects, problems in the dumbest ways. It is like I'm streaming. It's great. It's like, how do we get files from this proprietary piece of imaging hardware into this proprietary imaging software suite? And here's like a week to just figure that out. I'm like, okay. I'm gonna go hide in a room and drink coffee and play music and then make 3D brains. Because I get to just hang around, play with all this fancy tech stuff, click a bunch of things. You know, it's like the approach I take to troubleshooting with the Windows 98 VMs or something. I feel like I've got a brain that's specifically like wired to be very good at a certain kind of dumb problem, where it's like, I know this is possible somewhere, like with some combination of software on this computer. Like, there's no reason this shouldn't work, just nobody has figured out how to make it work yet. And then it ends up making some neat-looking figures. What is the FTIR? I could assume the IR part, but... Oh. Well, I assumed it was also Fourier transform, but I thought that wouldn't be right, because how do you stick your finger in an equation? Stuck my whole hand in the math! That's what it sounds like. Ka-chunk. What do you even do? Like, I thought you were in biology. I mean, to be fair, I don't even know what I did. I didn't know what I was doing in grad school until like 3 years into it, and then I finally understood, like, oh! That's what glutamate is! Okay, I kinda get it. It's hard to tell, like, for a while it was not going well, and, you know, as I've mentioned, had those fun times where you get to sit in your supervisor's office with the program director and try to talk about why you're doing a bad job and why they shouldn't just kick you out of the program. But also, like, a number of people will start graduate school having already had a master's, where they have a better understanding. What was I trying to do with that? I think I mixed these up. I did. Where they have a better understanding of just stuff conceptually, or like if you're very depressed, you're not like picking up information the same way or having any interest in it. So I don't know. But now I feel like I've mostly got it. And it's funny, because I really do just feel like writing my thesis kind of just flicked a switch. It's like, Oh, okay, now I get how this stuff all fits together and what my part in it is, was, and have, like, motivation to keep wanting to work on it. I mean, it's too late now. I'm, like, so far down academia that I cannot get out. And the grant I got puts me on a track to get career funding. So I'll probably stay here for a while. And then I can start taking over the lab and hiring my own people. I don't know who I'd hire, how I'd even pick people, but I think that'd be kind of fun. Hire you? No. I'm looking for biologists. I'm looking for neuroscientists. Maybe somebody who can do some, I don't know, comp sci, program me some EEG spectral analysis software in MATLAB. Can't hire chat. Gay, that means you get preferential treatment. I mean, I don't know if they would allow me to ask. It's like, it's a special lab policy, I only hire gay people, is that okay? I don't know if that would go over well. You have 2 comp sci degrees? Oh, that's too much. I'm looking for someone who can spend their time wisely. Sorry. I mean, I'm very proud of you and the work that you do. However, there has to be a standard where you're not allowed to outshine me. You color match varnishes really well. Hey, you know, there's a lot of artistry in the images, in the sections and everything that we take, and then all the different secondary antibody colors. Like, I think that's part of why I also like some of the imaging stuff that I'm doing right now, because there's, you know, it's aesthetically interesting, I guess. You know, you want the images you create of your tissue to be, you know, eye-catching and informative and have contrast and range in order to really emphasize what you're trying to look at and still keep, like, anatomical landmarks sort of obvious, so people know what they're looking at. I don't know, it's been a fun little work project. Play with computers and drink coffee. Oh, I found out that the Harvard logins get us the full suite of Adobe Creative Cloud stuff, so I should probably have a legitimate copy of Photoshop at some point. Also, I'm sorry, Mr. AA, I didn't mean any offense. I hope you're not actually mad. Although, if you are mad, maybe you should have gotten a 3rd degree in getting over it. Sorry, who said that? chain. Do I have... Oh, I was gonna say, do I have up to 3 personalities? It's mostly just depressed. But now you're talking to somebody else. Yeah, I know. Every time I think about just people who have jobs in computers or whatever, it's like, you can just code up everything at home. Do whatever you want. Like, oh, I learned all this comp sci, I'm gonna go home and do some of it. Whereas with me, it's like, alright, anybody have a lab with like $100,000 of equipment in here? Anyone? No? Okay, I'll just go. There are 3 wolves inside me, they're all depressed. I wanted to turn my brain off. I went to graduate school and it's like, oh hey, sorry, you have to think about everything all the time. The comp sci equivalent is $100,000 of proprietary software licenses. Yeah, but if I steal, you know, like an eFizz rig or a -80 freezer or something, I'm probably going to jail if you steal a copy of... I don't even know programming software. Notepad. Then everyone hails you as a hero, the Robin Hood for the modern age. Whereas I'm just a bio-criminal, which sounds actually a really good title, so maybe I should do that. Oh no, I've been like really afraid of pirating GraphPad, which is the statistics and graphing software that maybe not all of us use, but a number of us did. Because apparently, I don't know if this is true or not, but the fact that somebody has said it has scared me into never pirating GraphPad. Apparently, they will look at papers that cite that they used GraphPad to generate the graphs, and then cross-reference to see if any of the authors have an active GraphPad subscription. And if they don't, I don't know what they do, but it's probably not great. Maybe it is. Maybe they throw you a party. Who can tell? Here you go for being a savvy consumer. I need a red, I need a red, I need a red, I need a red, I need a red. Oh, that's perfect. You think it's gonna work? Oh, it's not. That part broke. Oh well. What is ChemDraw? What kind of software do you need to just draw like 60-degree lines or however that ended up working for different chemical bonds? I had organic chemistry. It was bad. Also sort of really interesting, but also bad. It's one of those things that if I weren't being tested on it, I might be very into it, but it's like, oh, I cannot learn this at the rate that you really want me to learn it, so I'm just gonna cram for these exams and then forget all of it. Goodbye, functional groups, never to occupy space in my head again. Well, I think at least, essentially like any software and like a number of media publications that I want access to, I get with the Harvard Medical login. No. I won't. They're molecules, they can't hear you. Oh, nice! I'm gonna get $30 food. Apparently Uber has given me a coupon. And it's not even like $30 if you spend 100. It's just $30 off, so you can order $30 of food and it's free except for delivery and tax. I have to do that at some point. Some point where I don't feel like eating dinner. Which I don't think is gonna be tonight. But it expires on the 8th. $30 on Uber Eats is equivalent to like a single hot dog. I don't know if they were giving me those coupons because like I uninstalled the app and was annoyed at Uber and that sort of thing, and they're like, hey, come back, it's free food. That's what I was initially interpreting it as, but maybe they just give the discount to everybody. And not like a please come back and pay us $25 for a Starbucks order kind of thing. Gross. Garbage chain, by the way. Yeah, but that woman on Facebook probably drives through Uber, so it's pretty much the same. Doing? And then you pop the red, and then you pop the yellow, and then you pop the green. Do you pop the green? No, you just pop the yellow, and then that's supposed to drop 2 purples on here, but I don't think we can get it to 2 purples. Wait, god damn it. What am I hitting? That purple. No. What? This? Oh, I don't remember. I guess we'll see if this trips it. Oh, it doesn't. What was it supposed to have done? I had a train of thought that I just lost. Yeah, I used to gawk at Facebook Marketplace before I was given the TV I have. Like, oh, I'll just get a free TV off of Craigslist. I mean, Facebook. I didn't. But I didn't need an account for it, thankfully. I feel like maybe one of the saddest things that you can do with your life is make a Facebook account when it's 2022. Like, what did you do that doing that seemed like a good idea? What happened? Maybe we could do that. It's probably kind of stupid though. Yep, because that'll happen. Oh well. What are we doing here? Oh, nothing. Talk to my parents that don't want to download TikTok. Wait, would your parents follow you on TikTok? I think the problem is I'm officially, like, old now. You could tell. There are new social media apps that have just come out. It's like, what? I don't get it. It is weird and different and I don't like it. Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad I got a chance to get all of 315 points in those 22 seconds where I didn't do anything. Press the A button 7 times. Oh, circle, I mean. probably bring my laptop home from work. Been half tempted to just set up a webcam in my living room and just, I don't know, have it be like behind the back maybe, or mount it on the sofa or something, and you could have a really crappy shaky cam view of me playing Final Fantasy VIII and not being able to make out what's happening on the screen because of all of the glare and the fact that my webcam is from like 2010. But aside from that, it seemed like it might be fun to do. There's still like a novelty, to me at least anyway, of like, I don't know, like an internet broadcast where it's just a camera pointed at a dude and a video game, and that's kind of it, and it's just super basic and super low budget and kind of crappy looking, but I don't know, maybe I'm just like nostalgic for the streams from early on that ultimately made me get into it. Can I get a pet or a pet? Probably not, unless you're volunteering, but I have enough stuff that sheds in this apartment. That stuff is called me. At least, like, I'm able to not smell like cat, or cat hair, or pee, or urine for most of my day, and I feel like if I brought a cat home, that would ruin it. All that effort I put on making the apartment smell nice and citrusy, now it's just gonna smell like cat butt. Didn't I describe the transition from Justin to Twitch? I mean, not really. It's different to me. You know, there was always like this slickness and emphasis on stuff being like the whatever show or showing off something on Twitch or anything like that. But I kind of just like, oh, well, it's just a dude pointing the camera at a game and you're just sort of pretending to be there. Except it's like 240p. Nah, I don't really want a pet. Mostly just want, like, local friends. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that! It's fine. I'll kill myself. Don't worry about it. I'm just sort of talking, by the way. I don't have that many opinions on streaming or much of anything. Search a live police patrol stream on YouTube. Was it, just the police scanner, or... God, remember on Twitch where, I don't know if this guy's still active, they had like this bounty hunter who would stream, just him going about his day? I mean, you know, like catching people and that sort of thing. Not like, here's me eating a sandwich. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Now it doesn't work. Now it no worky. What do we do? What about that? I guess we do this. No, not that. Nor that. But this. Should we have done that? No, that was not right. Yeah, I still talk to my grad school lab. I never know how much they want to talk to me. I'm always under this impression that, like, the more that people know about me, the less that they end up liking me. Or, like, the more that I end up talking about stuff, then we'll just realize, like, oh no, you're real weird. Don't want anything to do with this. I was, like, really depressed in graduate school for a long time, so I kind of just assume everyone that I worked with thinks I'm a nut. Like an antisocial loser. Which is not wrong, to be fair, but... they're going. Oops. Not, quite as sad as I used to be. Oops. Screw this game, I hate it. I hate all video games, especially Puyo. And then it just crashes. My favorite part of working with proprietary biology software is that once you're using it long enough, you start getting a feel for like, oh, this is locking up because it's doing something, or no, this is locking up and now it's going to crash in a few seconds. You get like really good at determining, oh, nope, that made it mad. And RetroArch is sort of the same. It's like, oh, I just want to load this ROM. And then the whole thing went blank and then stopped responding. At least this comes back. Most of the software I've been using at work recently just hard crashes and doesn't save anything, and it drives me crazy. It's like, hey, good job setting up the workflow for imaging all of these sections and manually defining the focus map like dozens of times. That's cool. What if we just crash and not save any of that? That just sort of ends up being, I think, what determines when I'm done with work. It's like, well, is it late enough in the day and this has just crashed and lost a bunch of progress for me? If so, I'm calling it. I feel like every possible way that I could have died in this game, or like gotten roped in by an enemy or something, I've probably done. It's like there are only so many Arthur death permutations, and I've hit them all. What are you woodworking? I've been getting a bunch of YouTube suggestions for, like, basic things to whittle. And I don't have a porch, but I do have a balcony. And I've been half tempted just to, like, make whatever it is one day. Sit out there and shoot all the wood shavings off the balcony, and someone will go to their car in the morning and be very confused. And then I'll have a very lumpy and misshapen fox, or whatever the tutorial was for. That was definitely one of them. Oh, this game is great. All you have to do are just a very specific combination of inputs, and that's Ghouls and Ghosts. With Puyo, you constantly have to think about new stuff to do on the fly, and with this it's like, no, just do the same thing but better. I also hate this game, to clarify, just for different reasons. Did that not do anything? I keep thinking there's like some way that this does extra damage to him, and I just cannot get it to happen. So maybe I just made it up. Ah, there we go. I don't know if the hitboxes for the different weapons are any different. Like if the lance has a long hitbox and the knife is a small one, or if they're all the same. Your internet can't handle D&D. But why would it need to? Just play it in the back of a car being driven to a Boy Scout campout like the rest of us. 0 megabits. I've never beaten this on one life, and I don't think I'm going to, and I don't even think it's possible. Because every time, the longer you play without dying, the game speeds up, and the enemies get faster and faster, and I think eventually the enemies and the projectiles and all that stuff just moves to the point where you cannot possibly avoid some of it. It's maybe possible, maybe, but I will not be doing it. I say, and then I will probably start doing it like next week. Because it's something to do. But I have to finish Final Fantasy VIII first. Love 2 Junction. No. How's that going? It's going. I'm on disc 3. Uncharted territory. It's weird as a game. It's like strangely modern, especially compared to Final Fantasy VII, in terms of like how streamlined a lot of things are and quality of animations and everything. It feels kind of like Final Fantasy X in a few regards with that. But also like the number of things that just feel so archaic in like the way it controls. Yeah, that's 8. Like, the draw system is... I guess it's good. I don't know. It's... oh, okay. It's definitely interesting, but I feel like you just end up, like, finding an enemy that has a bunch of the magic that you want, and, like, putting it to sleep, and then just drawing it. Over and over. And then if you run into another enemy, and they don't have any of the magic you want, well, don't even bother fighting it, don't bother drawing it. It's kind of just like you're hopping from like, boss battle to boss battle, and maybe there are a couple of normal battles in between, but not that many. Because there's really no reason you need to. Finally learned how to play Triple Triad. It was a really easy game if you just put all of your really strong cards into it, and then they introduced all of the rules for like, oh, these add, and these, if they're like the same, you can capture all the neighboring cards, and also all the cards that neighbor those. And all of a sudden, my strategy of like, oh, I'll just put all the cards that have like 9s on all the sides into my deck and never lose, is now like, oh, I just completely got creamed and all my good cards have been taken. Hell yeah, triple triad. Or like that one rule where they just pick random cards from your deck to play. Like, why? Yeah, I think in Final Fantasy VIII you're like optimally not supposed to level up a whole lot. And just level up your GF, I guess. Well, maybe not even. Maybe just get items and whatever. Yeah, the only problem is there is no emulation of the Pocket Station or anything on the Vita or the PSP, so there's no Chocobo World. Aww. The optimally boring way. Oh shit. Can't go there. Well, it's like, once you get the ability to refine magic from stuff, I think it gets, I don't know, easier? More manageable? Oh god, this is the knife. It's like, once you've gotten 99 Blizzagas or whatever to junction to something. I want some Blizzaga. You think somebody made a Final Fantasy VIII parody of that, and that's what Garfield says? Because every time something in that game, or any Final Fantasy game, because I also beat 10 last week, casts Blizzaga, all I can do is think about it in the Garfield voice. Sorry, the Garfield voice. Clarify, they're very different. Well, let's hope the charge attack on this is worth doing. Oh, it does damage twice. Wow. Oh. Wow, that was really good. Look at all the damage that did, and how I've killed it. Oh, it didn't. Give me my chest. Give me my chest! What? Wow. The only reason I'm gonna lose, I mean, among many reasons, but primarily, this weapon is just so bad. Oh god. It's so slow. Oh good, I got one. I take it all back. This weapon's great. It's at the perfect angle to always hit this. Except when it isn't. Yeah, I guess. It is technically better. I did it! First try! Let me just run into his chest flame. That's my name, just call me Ah. Oh no, don't put money in this, I don't want to continue it. I guess I don't have to. Ah, too late. That would mean having to play more of this though, which I don't want to do. How goes, chat? Has anything happened on the internet? Has anything happened? Just in general. What? What am I doing? Not losing? Wait, what? I didn't do anything. How'd I already lose? Oh, congrats on the interview. What are you applying for? Is it science? Can I write you a letter of recommendation? I probably wouldn't help, but it could be funny. For me! How do I define a bad name? What's your name again? Customer experience expert is Lyft. I've never ridden the Lyft. Were they the ones that had the pink mustaches on the cars for a while? Oops. Could have hit those buttons faster. Well, if you want to get a PhD and then come back to me in a couple of years, maybe I could hire you for my lab. And then you could find me, like, dead in one of the -80 freezers one day. I used to think that I wanted to teach. I think that was mostly just something that other people told me I would be good at. Because now when I think about it, I don't really have a whole lot of interest in it, at least at the moment. You know, like training somebody in like a graduate school setting or something is different, but in terms of like having a class and all that, I don't know. Yeah, well the problem is I feel... I don't know if I know anything in science, like, in general, but also, like, I can imagine me teaching something and someone just coming up to me. It's like, hey, I don't understand this, can you explain it better? Like, nope. Sure can't. 'Cause I don't understand it myself. I made that brain in 3D, they have to give me tenure. Even though I'm not even in a tenure track position. Oh god, no, I would never want to be a high school teacher. I mean, I'm teacher, excuse me. Like, I'd been a teenager at some point, and... like, I'm good. They're awful. Just as a rule. Go have your puberty somewhere else. Not in my classroom! Also, just, like, teaching anything in the era of cell phones is very scary. Equal parts like, God, no one's gonna listen and everyone's just gonna be, like, gawking around on the internet or whatever, and also, like, oh no, somebody held their phone up and recorded me saying, racism! Which I would have hypothetically said in this situation. Or whatever. Hypothetical, to clarify. I guess we can do this. Well, my calculus teacher in high school nearly got fired because of cell phone video that was being passed around, I guess, on like a 2008 era flip phone of his class just being a mess and not under control because he is very quiet and very gentle, but I guess that doesn't make the principal happy. And then we all tried to rally around him and get him not to be fired, and then the principal was very angry about it. And sent us all this big angry email like, "You have no say in the administrative decisions." Okay, whatever. I would have to somehow have access to my high school email account via First Class, which I don't even know if that exists anymore. I do find it funny in retrospect that I had an email address in high school. That seemed like such a cool thing. But now, anytime I get another email address for something, it's like, oh god, I gotta check this now. I just, why? It's like I have my Harvard email, and then I have my federal email, and it's just... yeah, I better go and get out my PIV card and log into this computer. That'll take like 5 minutes to load up the browser and then yell at me because I've apparently gone to a banned site, and the banned site is Gmail. So I'm just trying to log into my other email account. I think they actually sent a letter to my supervisor after I went to Gmail. It's like, this is forbidden, you cannot do this. Whatever. The report has been sent to whatever. It's like, what are you... okay. Fine, I won't get any work done on this computer, how about that? grass-fed honeypot. Well, it might not be banned then on my federal computers. There was some paperwork I have to fill out. I had meant to, send some HR thing in. Because I guess they have like an annual audit of who's got access to like, what patient records. And apparently, being in the Office of Research and Development, apparently, like, some of us have access, so we have to sign off on it, but, like, I don't know. I only work with mice, I don't know why anybody would need any of it. I don't think that they should, like, block a Google search of nitroglycerin. Like, what if you just have to know? You know, in grad school, I'd just do a bunch of searches for all these illegal drugs, but it's also because they're serotonergic psychedelics, and I had to find out about them. Either their pharmacology, or papers, or something like that. Although I don't think my university email blocked a whole... not email, computer, Wi-Fi, whatever it is. Blocked a whole lot. Whereas the federal government one is very locked down. Having a school-tied email is a nightmare. I always liked having it because, like, as a person, I'm nothing. But if I'm a person at Harvard, or harvardmedicalschool.edu and whatever, it's like, wow. Now I'm a person with a slightly fancy top-level domain and an email account. Please bow to me. But no, I'd always thought, like, oh, this is the university email, this is the official one, this is the professional email that everyone will respect, because it ends with .edu, and I love to be educated. I don't think anybody respects it. Oh, I thought that said if titties meant anything to me, you would have joined the military. Split the difference, get a PhD, work at the VA hospital. Inadvertently steal valor, as I have done when people thank me for my service when I'm in the hospital. Like, I didn't do anything, but thank you. Thank you for giving me this coffee and thanking me for service I didn't do. I think I already told that story, though. It only happened that one time. I've kind of just stopped going into the hospital to get coffee.